So here we go, how to wire a thermostat. This is when you cut in a trunking. It's very important to make sure that this is an absolutely beautiful fit everywhere. So all your corners are nice and 90 degrees and straight. Just as you can see, no massive gaps. Nice and tight to each and every side of it. Even around the skirting board, this shape. So a little bit of a sealant and masking. That's it, all finished. In terms of that trunking, that's high. You have to take quite a lot of precision, and obviously it's always dangerous to use angle grinder like I'm doing, but that's what you can get, and skills obviously are quite important here, definitely. So there we go, let's wire this up. So here we go, how to wire a thermostat. And what we've got here, one of those beauties, usually have 6 connections on the back of a thermostat. This is the load, so that's where your heating mat is going. This is designed for sinus wave, AC wave, so that's where your supply is going. Here is where your probe, so floor heating. And you've got actually line, neutral, neutral, line, because neutrals are just linked, and there is a switch between these two, which is operated by that floor probe. Let's do it. I'm using flex because it's just easy to push the whole thing back in, and I always put crimps, ferrules on the end. With the flex cable, you can just twist cable like that, but that twisted cable is not going to go in nicely into the termination of the back of that thermostat. So I always use crimps. They are the best, and that cable is not going to get damaged as well. There's no risk of it popping out. Just like that. For that earth sheeting, it has to be earthed. That's for client's safety. It could be a tape, it could be anything actually, as long as you identify what is this, and that's the idea really. Perfect. Here we go. Lovely. Back of a thermostat. This is our load, and we've got live and neutral. And using ferrules as well allows you to really push that cable inside and making sure you've got really good contact. Make sure it's nice and tight. Now supply cable, neutral first, live. We will need to go into the settings and choose which sensor do you want the thermostat to use. Do you want this sensor, which is ambient temperature, or the one in the floor, the one that we put in there? That's important. We want to control the one that is in the floor. Then you can use a chock block or a Wago for the 2 remaining earths. If you have earthed the metal back box, that one is all plastic. So for this one, we're just going to use a 2-way Wago. Always check if it's actually made a good contact. Cool, that's good. The actual thermostat slides off from it, up, and comes off. It has that little tape. You can completely unplug it, but we don't need to. Okay. Line this up on the back box nice and straight. Screw it in. If you do it too much, those side profiles are going to go into the box a little bit too far. That's it. We got it. It's sitting nicely. And here we go. If you need to change the settings of your thermostat to make sure that it's reading floor probe and not the ambient temperature, which is very important, you need to, on this model in particular, turn it off, press and hold set for about 2 to 5 seconds. And we need to go to the setting A4, sensor setting, and we need to choose N2, floor probe only, or air sensor only, or N3 is air sensor and floor probe. What we're going to do is we'll just make sure that it's N3. So it's both actually. Factory settings is N3. Let's double check. Set. Turn off. Hold. A1. 1. we need to go to A4 and it's N3. Okay, N3 is set. We're gonna go OK. Turn it off, turn it back on, and let's set temperature to 26 degrees and we'll see what is gonna be up. So that's what it's showing, that it's heating. That's important for the client to keep.